ithi tiki 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 inhliziyo ngusenzi lowo indedeba yangapha eSwatini ithi inhliziyo yakwazi uthi tiki tiki ibhaki muffins mfundisi yakwazi yakwazi inhliziyo ibhaki muffins ithi tiki 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 because kunyembelekile
Yes.
ibona le ibona iqonda yo ide ngenye ixesha iconfuse nengqondo.
Yes.
Ibhidwe erode ingqondo ibe ngathi uzama uphutha phutha ye yima ithi jonga ndimkile iyagqotsa ibhidi.
Yes.
Athi umuntu ke suyihoya suyimamela man mayenze sense iqala phambi ba inhliziyo ibhaki muffins.
That's correct.
So lo tiki 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 kuyinto ekhoyo siyavuma ufumana uba ilove izawuphuma nangepause.
Yes. The key thing is izinto ezidilishana nemizwa. Zine instant gratification.
Sure.
Because as they address the reality, zidilishana nokuvisa kamnandi.
Sure.
It's just like motivational talk.
Okay.
Motivational talk izawuxelela into yoba uyi-millionaire. Ube excited uzibone uyi-millionaire. But it will take reasoning ekuthini, what is it that I need to do
Sure.
in order to be
A millionaire. Okay.
Now, ufumana into yoba ngoku, whatever steps you have to do in order to be a millionaire, they are not as exciting as the talk. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that is why then ufumana emotions. That's why abantu umzekelo akhetha into yoba look nizokhe ndizivise kamnandi. Kuyaphela inyanga ndizozivisa kamnandi. And lamatyala andixakile ndizokhe ndizivise kamnandi. Angawahlawuli amatyala.
Ave kamnandi ewe manti zawa.
And then xa sele egqibile ukuzivisa kamnandi afeyisane ne-reality yamatyala. Ngoba a good feeling does not necessarily address the problem.
Okay. A good feeling does not necessarily address
the problem. You don't address the problem by the way you feel.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bad feeling.
Okay.
It could be anger. It does not address the problem.
Okay.
Ufuneka usobharishe
Qawudilishana nento
to deal with the problem.
Okay.
So that's why uhlobo vangalo will always be short-lived.
Okay.
Number 2 will always be circumstantial.
Okay.
It's short-lived, it's circumstantial. It doesn't last long. Number 3, it is always externally influenced.
All right.
You are not in charge. You have got certain triggers for the way you feel. Uyaqonda uba into xa kunyumbaza
Ewe.
ukuze ufike kulento kukho into ofuneka
uyenziwe qala ufuneka kubekho into then unyumbazeke.
That's it. Awuvele nje kungakhange kungabi khona external sponsor or trigger uvele unyumbazeke kufuneka kube khona
into ezakwenza into ba wena mnyumbazwa mnyumbazwa external force unyumbazeke. Okay.
So you are not in charge. You become a respondent.
Sure.
To the action of something else. Now into ethetha ukuthi yakumka lodwa iyemka ne feeling yayo.
Okay. Awuye kumnyumbazi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that is why emchatweni the difference between a love relationship, a love affair, nasemchatweni is that uthando lwasemchatweni lwakhelwe phezu kwe-commitment.
Sure.
Kanti uthando lwa outside marriage lwakhelwe phezu kwethemba.
Okay. Uthando lwangaphandle lwamkele lusekelwe ethembeni.
Yes.
Into bana hayi wethu hleze.
That's correct.
And kuthi ke ngoxa ingenzekanga lento ayithemba libulali liyadanisa.
Yes.
Because lisekelezelwe into bana ithemba hleze izinto zilunge.
Yes.
Kanti olwasemtshatweni lona lusekelezelwe
Commitment.
with commitment. Wow.
I am someone's wife. I
ndiyazi,
am
uzinikele.
someone's husband. Into common kuthi ngumtshato.
Sure.
And I am committed into this relationship. You see, kanti outside marriage,
Lithemba.
it's just hope. So that is why even when it doesn't work,
Okay.
you don't quickly give up.
Emtshatweni because there's a
No.
commitment. Oh, kwelicala.
Kwelicala.
Okay, uba nethemba ba usezawulunga.
Yes.
Hayi mani umuntu wami khona into embhidileyo.
That's correct.
Kusekhona into. Okay.
You know, hope keeps you hanging in there.
Hope. Lithi
Keeps you hanging in there.
hey benana.
Ithemba likugcina usithi kuzawulunga.
We man uqonda ba
Kuzawulunga.
kuzawulunga man.
So that's the first thing, ithemba.
Sure.
But the second thing indoba ithemba alikwenzi ube instrumental
Okay.
in fixing up things.
All right.
Ithemba lithi ziza kuzilungela izinto. Kanti i-commitment ithi when things do not go well, you sit down, you attend to them,
Sure.
you fix things, you face things. But uye woyike xa kukwithemba kungekho commitment. Intoba ngeke kuthi kanti ndizawude ndibe serious kakhulu. Lento ngoku kuthiwe hayi too serious.
Kuthiwa kanti uza ngamandla.
Ndisengamandla.
Kuyayeqa.
So that's why outside marriage the accountability is very limited.
Sure.
Accountability is only for convenience.
Okay.
Is for convenience. It does not underpin the relationship. It is for convenience. Hayi noko le mandivele ngakuyo. Akho buzaza bantu.
Naye inabungozi so noko.
Yes.
Ewe.
So it is for convenience.
Okay.
Accountability. So ufumanise uba ke ngoku nalapho ke ngoku awude yonke into ube selubala. Ngoba akukho nto ekubophelelayo.
Okay.
Uyabona? So yonke into is as far as it is pleasing me.
Okay.
Uyabona? So ugcineka kwi-suspense.
Oh.
Uyabona? And ke ngoku that is why this is Lhoza. Abantu bekwazi ukuhlala be-suspended because of hope for years. Umntu engekho mindful intoba liyahamba
Ixesha.
uya age uyakhula ubheka phambili. But the second thing kwi-relationship outside marriage is that it could cost a compromise to sustain it.
Vele mfundisi naba.
You don't have to be truthful. It's sensitive kwi-brutal honesty.
Oh, okay.
Ayithandi inyaniso.
Elubala. Ibuya nganeno. Okay.
Survivor the compromise. Uba yithi nje kancini.
Suya ngamandla.
Suya ngamandla. And it compromise everything. We understanding yonke into everything. It doesn't thrive well with honesty. It shies away from honesty.
Okay.
Uyabona? So that's why ke ufumana into yoba phaya nyhani ayibikho i-honesty.
Ngokupheleleyo ibuya nganeno. Okay.
Uyabona? So that is why, for an example, uyofika abantu bethatha ithuba kwi-dating,
Okay.
bathatha ithuba kwi-courtship. Now lonke lo xesha ufumanisa into yoba alizukhokhelela emtshatweni. And abantu bathi besifundana.
Okay.
But xa ubuza uba iphi le syllabus?
Funde ntoni?
Yes, because i-syllabus ine-starting point and end point.
Yes.
First of all, ayikho le syllabus. And yet people have wasted years.
Iminyaka belapha.
And people have wasted resources.
Sure.
So ngenxa yethemba.
Nkosi yami.
Now I always say, rather establish the purpose from the beginning.
Okay. Okay.
What are we in this for?
Okay. Okay. So ngamafutshane nisadibana.
Yeah.
Makubekho la ncoko, very serious conversation between the two of you ba siyaphi ufuna ntoni?
Yeah. What is
senzani apha?
What do we intend to achieve?
Yakuva.
Now so the second question, what will it take of us to achieve what we
Lento sithi ke
intend
ngoku
to
sifuna
achieve?
uachieve lesivana
Yes.
ngayo ba okay no apho sijonge khona nansi.
Yes.
Right, so that I relationship le ibe ne order, ibe ne direction ukwenze ba nizokwazi ukusebenzela towards the end goal.
Yes, because
Okay.
once we know the end goal, and once we know what the essentials for us to
get there.
achieve
Sure.
the end goal, now we will also assess the risk.
Okay.
What is it that can make us
Singafikeleli.
singafikeleli phaya? Now that is important. Kulapho uzovela khona uthi mna andinawulunga ukutshata nomntu olohlobo. Kwabanye amazwi
A, B, C, and D.
A, B, C, and D.
Sure.
Now, those risks could include issues of values.
Okay.
Andimthandi umuntu ongenanyani. Yabona? So now usibeke elubala. Sithi now that we know what we want to achieve, what is necessary
Okay.
of us to achieve what we want to achieve. 3, we have identified the risk.
Okay.
The fourth thing ke ngoku ke masikwazi uba senze i-self-assessment ye-fitness for purpose.
Okay. Assessment.
Self-assessment ye-fitness for purpose. How fit are we for this purpose? How fit are we? In other words, what are the strengths? What are the weaknesses?
Okay.
So that sizobona into yoba mna mandenze umzekelo sisiloza.
Yes,
Masiba
please.
omnye akakho keen ukuhamba umgama omde ingacacanga into.
Uba nenzani?
Athi look mna I don't want, number 1, i-relationship end. If siyavumelana uba sawutshata ndifuna ndiyazi into yoba within 6 months, within a year.
Okay.
So there must be direction.
Okay.
So whatever we do, masiyenze ngoku, so that at the end of the year, latest,
Sibe
into yethu.
yeah.
Now, number 2, akufunekanga ube ne foretaste yezinto zasemtshatweni singekafiki.
Okay.
Andingakunika amalungelo
Ewe, makungangcamlwa.
asemtshatweni
Sungcamla.
singekafiki.
Okay.
Ngoba hleze kuthi kanti
Uzawujibilika.
uzawujibilika.
Okay.
Now set the ground rules.
Okay.
Kwasekuqaleni. Now akho wrong into yoba look apha ngo-6 ndiyaluvala olwam ucango andina-visitors.
Okay.
Awuzuzohlwela kwam
Ndawuhlwelwa le.
ngoba liyeza ixesha loba
Uhlwelwe apha.
ungahlwelwa
Ube
uhlale
ngwalapha.
ndingxole xa litshona ilanga
Ungekho. So awuzuthi I was in the area.
Sungxama ukuzohlwelwa kwam. No, sisazohlala kunye. Masikhumbulane.
Sure.
So that ukuhlala kwethu kube necessary. Now you are setting up ground rules.
Okay.
Because kukwapho ujonge khona.
Yeah.
Any relationship engena ground rules
Iba nenkathazo ewe mani.
is bound to fail. So it is very important. That's why if you are with us and you are in a relationship, no yasemtshatweni, jonga sisiloza, there is even a parent-child ground rules.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
abantwana bakwi-ground rules ukuthi apha ekhaya
Kwenziwa
this and
ngohlobo.
this and this.
Yeah.
Nasemtshatweni there are ground rules.
Sure.
Because there's a relationship. Even outside marriage, there must be ground rules. If there's a relationship.
Sure.
Mary had ground rules, not Joseph. There were clear ground rules. One of those ground rules, asizukwabelana ngesondo singekatshati. And it was a ground rule for both of them. It was based on their faith.
Sure.
So it is important to sustain a relationship ngokuthi ni establish ground rules.
Okay.
What is it that must govern this relationship
Okay.
so that it be sustainable?
Okay.
Now that is important because if ayinazo rules to govern, izawuhamba ngokwe-convenience kanti kumele uba ihambe ngokwe-commitment.
Okay.
Ngamanye amazwi kukhona ezinye izinto ozofumanisa into yoba awuzenzi because they are appealing to you. Uzenza because they are necessary.
Okay.
You act out of maturity, not out of the way you feel.
Okay.
Now, then you are serious ke ngoku in building and sustaining your relationship.
Wow. So umuntu ke ngoku masithi sekusehleli lo muntu yayibala iminyaka 4. Akhange zisedwe ke ngokutata asikangeni baphulaphuli nakule besizela.
Yes, yeah.
Asikangeni
Yes.
basinyamezelane.
Yes.
Ezi ground rules uhleli ke ngoku lo muntu ubambelele ethembeni nomnye and ke ngoku mhlawumbe kulonyaka wesithathu kokhona aciba ngamthatha yazi uLhoza i-18 because obviously sekungcamliwe apha sekutheni and ke ngoku naku Lhoza phrukuchube ngicinga mfana masiklento sele ngoku eyobona umfundisi.
Now,
Ithwani.
it's easy, sis laws. Akukho nto ebaluleke ngoba xa into yonakele ungabe sewusithi masiqhubeleke.
Okay.
Xa yonakele ifuna ukulungiswa.
Okay.
Now, undo the wrong.
How?
It's easy. What are the ground rules that you had overlooked or neglected?
Vile.
Undo them.
Okay.
Uba benihlala kunye. Mnikeze notice yeveki. somnikeze inyanga ngoba ubengarenti
bengarendi eveki akhululeke.
so that at least akwazi uba angahambi nempahla ezimdaka.
Manthiza wami.
At least ahambe apakisha qoqosha ahambe nempahla ezimdaka loba nje enza iwashing yakhe ne-ironing yakhe apakisha ahambe. Somnikeze inotice yenyanga ubengarenti.
Okay.
Because
So ngamafutshane xa esithi lo ayisebenzi man masiyeke abesithi hayibo ngoku bendicinga ba
makangathi sisiloza ayisebenzi makathi ayinasiseko.
Okay ayinasiseko.
Yes.
Okay so peyiye
it has no firm foundation. It does not have ground rules. Ayinasiseko.
Okay.
And asizukuyiseka
ngoku sekonakele ngoku.
Masingayiseki iselula. Yeah. If awukwazi kuba nendawo yakho yakokwenu.
Okay.
Uyaqonda? So that siyowucinga in the absence of each other ukuthi how to establish a foundation.
A firm one.
A firm foundation.
Ukwenza ba nibe kwibe ne direction.
Ground rules.
Nibe nento ene ground rules ento ene directions.
And asizukwakha ebusuku. Kufuneka sidibane nini.
Kwakhiwe ebusuku.
Ugoduka. Akwakhiwa
ebusuku. Kwakhiwe emini.
Kwakhiwa emini.
Okay.
You build the shelter during the day.
Nisete yonke lento yini.
Yes.
Xa ke ngoku ingasalungiyo ezizilungiso kucaca into bana ipeyiye uthini ke uyawuzazi ba kwelandelayo uyawungena ngeground rules masiwachitha amanzi ngapha inkukhu ibalekile kaloku kakade besibambelele thina ethembeni andithi sithe besisihleli ngehopu kakade apha yoba izinto uyabona so we always hanging apha kuyo yonke lento kungekho commitment kungekho ntoni.
And ukuhlala kwi-relationship on the basis of hope, most unfortunately, is a waste of time that has not been declared.
You so mandla. Waste of time, waste of resources.
Yeah.
We are investor in this relationship, we are investor kulo mntu kodwa.
But awutsho.
Okanye uyiqondi, okanye uyazi.
No, uyayiqonda.
Okay.
Uyayazi, you pretend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
You pretend. Because Jongas is lost. You count days. Today is Friday.
Sure.
We were here last week on Friday. So we are going to we know what we are here for today. Asikho kwizinto za Friday. Now, liyahamba ixesha. Today's date is 7 days after last Fridays.
Yes.
So, which means we are fully aware.
Okay.
Jonga, akakho umphulaphuli who is not fully aware. But umphulaphuli pretends.
Ukhetha uba ngathi.
Yes.
Okay.
Ngenxa yoba akafuni kuphosa kokuva kamnandi. But i-question ithi okukuva kamnandi, how sustainable is it?
Okay.
Because into yoba ngaba uhleke namhlanje ngomso ulile wohluke njani emntwini oselayo ngoba umuntu oselayo wonwaba kuba esele.
Yeah.
Ngomso ubuyela kwingxaki zakhe sezidibene nezizoba azenze ngexesha besele.
Okay. Sele gule ngcancazela ngomso.
Yes.
Abe ngathi bethunyiwe. Okay.
That's correct. Now ke ngoku a problem is that what form of legacy are you building ngobomi bakho? Because at the end of the day, there will be time where you think back. When you think back, what will you say? David says, I was young, now I am old.
Sure.
Yet I've never seen the righteous being forsaken by God. Now, that's when he reflects back, look, I was young, but I'm no longer young now.
Yeah.
I admit. But one thing for sure that has been consistent throughout ubomi bam is that uThixo does not forsake the righteous.
Man.
So that's why it becomes important about take life seriously.
Take life seriously.
Take life seriously. Enjoy life to the fullest, but understand the rules zobomi. Because kangaba ubomi ubugabanxa bona buza kutyekeza.
Nkosi yam.
Ungabugabanxa ubomi but bona buza kutyekeza. But anyway ke
So masivale siqoqoshe mfundisi ngelithi kuyo yonke lento kubantu abakwi relationship outside umtshato kubalulekile into bana if ungena kulonto kukho into ekuthiwa relationship, set the ground rules. Mayibe ne direction lento yakhe, set what governs le relationship yenu in order to be sustainable, and also mayazeke kuzibekwe into bana senza ntoni apha, susuba kwinto evulekileyo engena direction, because uzawuzibona umane ngoku kubakho amalungelo nenza izinto zabantu abatshatileyo ningatshatanga. So into esitshoyo into bana ngena nibe niyazi bani clear ukuba niyaphi nifuna ukuthini na.
Let me summarize ngelithi. Every relationship must have a name.
Okay.
What
Intoni lento?
intoni lesikuyo.
Siphi apha? Sifike njani?
That's number one.
Okay.
Every relationship must have a name. Every relationship must have a purpose.
Okay. I think siqhubile. Every relationship mbukeli nawe mphulaphula must have a name and
Igama lalento esikuyo.
Intoni lento esikuyo? Intoni lento and intoni lento? Igama
lento esikuyo, igama layo intoni lento esikuyo.
Intoni esikuyo? Masingaqhubi uvula sibhuqa.
Yeah, injongo yayo.
Injongo intoni?
Then ke once yazi injongo, what are the ground rules?
Sawusebenza ntoni ukubheka phambili in
That's
order to
correct.
achieve la purpose.
That's correct.
Okay. Ndicinga ke ezingekayi zibambile abasele bengaphakathi ke bengenile ke ungekho direction abangaphakathi, there's commitment, so at least phaya kuyanyanzeleka into bana kufixwe izinto.
Mandenze umzekelo.
Damage control mfundisi.
Umuntu sisiloza athe ngatshatanga. Abe kwi relationship nomuntu otshatileyo.
Nkosi yami.
Intoni le?
Intoni lonto?
Okokuqala nje igama layo intoni? Okwesibini injongo yayo intoni?
Okay.
Isawuthi how are you going to establish the ground rules? Ngoba lo muntu ngowasemtshatweni wena awukho emtshatweni. Nizawuthatha eziphi? Nizawuthatha ezasemtshatweni.
Okay, nawuthatha ezi.
Ezangaphandle kwasemtshatweni. Because you are unequally yoked.
Sure.
Uyibona evela ngqobe
ihamba nawe into ubutyubhyoshi bumvubo like into nje enga
wena uzawuthini wena uzawuthi usentwenini ngoba uba ngaba uthandana nomuntu kuthiwa hayibo utshatile okanye wena uthandana nolungatshatanga kuthiwa hayibo wena utshatile
okay
so igama layo
sisipithanyongo alibambeki ewe ikhona isipithanyongo
alibambeki so already you are suffering from reputational risk.
Yeah.
Your reputation is going through difficult times. Uyabona? Andikathethi ngento ba abantwana bathini
kule nto Nkosi yam.
You know? Because kukho lo muntu othi uphutata wenu.
Yho somandla.
Ebantwaneni.
Imibuzo ayipheli
endlini. Nihleli naye awungotata.
Yho.
So it's just a mess.
bubutyobo mfundisi
ubutyobo and qhama singangeni kakhulu
Ewe, hayi,
bese simoshe weekend
ewe bakhona abantu
yabaphulaphula singangeni kakhulu
susa inhliziyo esihlalweni mfundisi
but bubutyobo nje imess
bubutyobo man
and into enjalo awukwazi kubunda kunye ipurpose uzothini because xa ungathi uyayibunda kunye ipurpose athi umuntu hayi silungisa izinto uyazi ube benidibene kubethu uchitha izinto wamncedisa echitha ethi uyachitha uthi uyeva ngokuthi
ayifundiswa ke ndihleka becaleni
uthi uyeva ngokuthi
yalungiswa
silungisa izinto now uyaqonda uba kulungisa izinto now xa esithi kulungisa izinto uthi ngoku apho besichitha
siyalungisa
apho besilungisa
siyachitha yiyu ubutyobo nyhani mfundisi sizodlula apha uyabulisa uDiana Dimo yeMichelle eUSA
Diana, thank you very much
ngiyabulisa kakhulu
a very very good morning from South Africa
ngiyabulisa
it must be in the afternoon there.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Diana. We enjoy your company.
Enkosi man siyabulela kuye uyangena
Yes, Diana Michelle, yes.
Yes, thank you
Yes,
sis wami.
we hope one day she will come to South Africa.
Yeah.
And when she comes, definitely I will invite her just to come to this studio. And we have a chat with her. So it is so important. In other words, in a nutshell, Sis Lhoza, I can say the value of the relationship is not derived from the relationship.
Okay.
But it is derived from the people of the relationship.
Suppose mfundisi kayiphinde.
The value of the relationship is not derived from the relationship.
Okay.
But it is derived from the people in the relationship.
It is derived
from the people
abakuyo
that are in this relationship. Now that is very important to note. Now, many a times people would always attribute value on what people are doing more than on people behind
the relationship.
The relationship.
Ixabiso.
Yes.
Lale relationship.
Yes. The lifespan, the value, the strength. The strength of it is dependent upon the two people. So that's why in marriage, the strength, the value, the sustainability is only on the two. So that is important. Now, which therefore means never enter into a relationship with a person whose character is questionable. Because remember, I am saying the value of the relationship is derived from the characters that are in this relationship. So therefore, don't enter into a relationship with someone whose character
is questionable.
Is compromised. Because by so doing, you are unintentionally devaluing the relationship. Because the value of the relationship will always be a true reflection
Ukuba
of the
ningobani
people
napha phakathi
that are in
kuyo.
that particular relationship.
Somandla.
And so who the people are is so important in influencing, in shaping what they do.
Yo.
Who the people are is significant in shaping what they do.
Yeah.
Very, very important. So that's why people must place huge responsibility upon them.
Sure.
Because if you are good, what comes out of you will be good. That's why, look, Sister Lhoza, as we are here, I have no doubt that we are sharing good things. But surely the listeners have done a background check. Uthi, siyazibona izenzo zababantu
Yes.
kwistudio.
Yes.
But
Yes.
who are these
Ngubani?
people?
Yes.
People have done background check.
Ngubani lo Lhoza? Ngubani umfundisi Maphinda?
Yes.
Uzawude ndithathe ncane ixesha lam ndimamele.
Yes.
Ndiyakuva.
And what sustains the listenership, what gives value to what we are saying, is the outcome of the background check
Ndiyakuva.
that the viewers and the listeners have done.
Va kakuhle mfundisi.
So that's why then abantu abaninzi, that's where they are failing. So that is why we have got people of Masindoba naxa beqhwatyelwa izandla. They think that people are giving them a round of applause because of the good things.
Okay.
Only to find that the majority is giving you a round of applause because of the confusion they see. They are sort of sympathizing with you because they see how you are positioning yourself in public space versus who you are in the secret space. Who you are. So don't take a round of applause as a symbol of a good accolade. No, it is out of shock. And it kubabona abantu aqhobisa yo and he believe
andikholelwa.
andikholelwa ahlekalale. I can't believe this.
Yeah,
Now and then you think that the disbelief is a belief. You can't read. You can't read.
Okay.
So it becomes very important, in particular in our time. People have ceased to pay attention to themselves.
Yeah.
They are living for the public. They have neglected themselves. They dress for the public. Everything they do, they post for the public. And most unfortunately, they never take a step back and say, who is saying what about me? Who is saying what about me? Because no Yesu, at some stage he said, what do people say about me? But who do you say I am? Yes.
Yep.
So now it becomes very, very important because uzawuthi uyongena engcwabeni ungazazi but usaziwa.
Nkosi yam. Yeah, ne?
Yeah, because there is no way that people will not know because you do not know.
Okay.
People know the truth about you.
Yeah, ne?
But here is the catch. People are sensitive and reluctant to tell you the truth that you are supposed to know. No. But they say, if we tell him or her what he or she should know, are we not going to kill him or her?
So mandla.
Because these are the truth the person should know, should be living by. So, because what would be the point if you say, for an example,
Sure.
we know even in church circles, there are professors.
Yeah.
People have gone beyond the fivefold ministry. And we know that a professor is a title derived from, that is given to people on the basis of academic achievement. So it is not a title in the fivefold ministry. Now, but now when you say you are calling us for your ordination as a professor, as a professor. Now, a professor is not ordained. You are inaugurated into a professorship.
Yes. Ngumfundisi ordainwayo.
Ngumfundisi ordainwayo.
Yes.
Now, asizunga kukhona basakuya abantu. Abanye beyobona indoba zange sake sayibona. Umuntu ono grade 9 eyokwenziwa uprofessor.
Okay.
Asiyazi lona sizakuya.
Yes. Kuba sibiziwe.
Because controversy attracts by nature crowd.
Yeah.
But the quality of the crowd that is attracted by controversy is a crowd that also is controversial.
It's 27 minutes before 9 o'clock. UKeith ngesi radio andikholelwa ukuba asikangeni kule bezathetha ngayo. Asiphendule nombuzo omnye le baphulaphula basinike yona, but before ndithengise mandikhawuleze nje ikhona imibuzo emibini emithathu endinotileyo apha.
Basibathe qhwi.
Uzikhona rules versus expectations. What's the difference and how does one navigate between the two? I think lekabutsi abulele a comment esithi those rules ke esetha ngazo, those ground rules esizisetayo for le relationship uthi ke zincedisa in reducing the comparison as well as building the trust that men and women lanto does not sleep with someone engatshatanga naye. So I think it's uyongeza.
Yes.
So umbuzo sinawo. Rules and expectations, what's the difference and how does one navigate between the two? And then another question in Qaboiti Che what if people say asingendawo, therefore let him or her be asingendawo kule kuchoke kule point uqobo kuyithetha naye. Bulelani Matike bulela nje for tuning in today. Hey. Uhaya grade ke futhi bule uthethwa apha bulelani. Fundisi masiye ku expectations sizobuka okanye masesiqabulisa kuba sithetha ngalomba ka Miso uthi what if people say ayasingendawo?
In what context uMiso xa sithi asingendawo?
Okay. Buya Miso masikhabe
yes, but just sikale ba what do you mean abangeni indawo kwintoni?
Yeah.
Just elaborate Miso. But let's just go back to
rules versus uzikhona rules ne-expectations eziba silapha ngoku. What are your expectations le relationships? Uzama ubuyela kulaa nto uba sifuna ntoni in setting is the ground rules. So ntoni ke ngumahluko athi umntu ndifuna simanage expectations zethu kule relationship, so and kubekho ke ne-ground rules. So umahluko uphi?
I guess is Lhoza apha uzikhona usisa ekuthini fixing the plane while flying.
Kuthiwa zikhona ngokutshonayo kwi-swimming pool kokhona ucela imanual.
Yeah, now, and it is always dangerous to fix the plane on flight.
Sure.
Because let's take the two words.
Okay.
Expectation is nothing else but anticipated outcome.
Okay.
That's expectation. It's the anticipated outcome. It's the outcome that we are envisaging.
Sure.
It is the end result.
Ndizawuphuma nale nto apho kungumnqweno wami into yoba nanjo bandilapha
so it's anticipated outcome.
Sure.
But rules, they simply mean how things ought to be done.
Sure.
Rules are about procedures. They are about procedures that. Now, what are the procedures that must govern this process? Those are the rules.
Okay.
And the rules are the do's and the don'ts. They include the no-go areas.
Okay.
So rules govern the process.
Yeah.
Expectations talk about anticipated outcome. So in other words, you can say rules help us to get to expectations.
Okay.
Expectations are declared before rules.
Yes.
And then we are able to say, given the outcome anticipated, what could be appropriate rules? For example, saving. You save because by end of the year, you want to have. Now, rules could be monthly saving, so much, this and this.
Okay.
So they are different.
Let's pay the bills. Mfundisi singabethwa ngabakwa sport no Xaba boxing.
Yes.
Promotion.
What a fight!
Who will be the king of the ring when Ben Manankil takes on Phumelela Kafu live on SuperSport?
Hi everyone, I am Tobilo Makumalo Wagamselego from Utando Distimbo, Ikumbi Lamakoskazi, as well as the Real Housewives of David. The Mselego family will be joining the boxing fraternity in the 7th annual celebrations of Tata Madiba as a boxer, hosted by Xaba Promotions at East London ICC Hotel. See you there.
Oh yes, 29th of July ifikanga ke igalelekile sawube ke sidibana pha East London ICC apho ke kuzabe ke ukuqubiseni lo mdlalo. Kodwa namhlanje ze build up uyayazi ke every Friday every weekend siba nento esiyenzayo nje noba iphelelanga. Namhlanje pha ngentsimbi yesithathu sawudibana pha ngase aquarium Kenaway pha ebeachfront Esplanade. Asisayi uba se Orient namhlanje kwi parking area apho ke sabe sincamathela khona izitickers zihamba neeboxers zethu sizi introducer ebahlalini. Asisayi asisukwenza ngolo hlobo ngenxa yento yobana kukho i-memorial service kamama uJesse Duarte phaya, so noko sawuhlonipha laa mcimbi wenzeka phaa, siyamuva ke ngoku 2 phaa ngase-Esplanade. So this Friday join us abaphulaphuli bangaya phuma ngobuninzi babo, i-Let's Just Drive izawube ke isasazelwa ngqo phaya live, uDJ Lelu no LT, kanti ke nabo bonke abasasazi nam zabe ndikhona. So singanedinga sidibane phaya namhlanje this Friday in preparation for the celebration, the 7th annual celebration of Utata Madiba as a boxer ezabanjwa nge-29th kaJuly, East London ICC usukela intsimbi yesihlanu. Visit www.xabapromoandevents.co.za uzofumana ke yamatikiti akho okwangoku. Masamkele hle nomfundisi ke uMaphinda osuka phaa kwaFerry Family Enrichment
and Restoration Institute.
Suka phaa ke God is Able, umfundisi ke wakhona waziwa kakhulu ke kwiMzantsi Afrika naphesheya. Well, uMiso uthi you spoke about people not wanting to engage into people's affairs, mfundisi, hence i-comment yakhe. All right, expectations are anticipated outcomes, rules govern the expectations. Amthanda man umamdi uyandizamela because ndimamele nam kunzima noba ndinitayiphele baloko ndiyazixovulela ndiyazibhakela. So nam ndibenzima noma ndinibekele kwi-screen senu, but sibuya nje mfundisi ndiyafuna ndinewarela mibuzo.
Yes, let's tackle that.
But Lazola, the problem with rules is if they are an instruction from one side and the other side is to adapt as they are without finding a conversation so that they are agreed upon by both parties. Those rules end up being abusive. So meaning umuntu vela ngokube adimande the rules are not a legislation but a way of creating boundaries for the comfort of both parties. The word rule is so discomforting because it sounds like there's a certain directive to be followed. Love is complex and it should move with pleasing mutuality.
No, I agree Lazola partly. Remember, apasithetha nge-relationship.
Yes.
We are not talking about one person, which means we're talking about the rules to govern the relationship.
Yes.
It is not the rules to control. It is not the rules to manipulate. It is rules to sustain
the relationship.
This union,
sure.
This connection.
Okay.
And it would sit abantu amabati
sifuna ukwenza ngohlobo thina le relationship yethu.
That's correct.
Nizixonxele relationship yenu ngendlela efunwa nini ezawusuta nina nobabini.
That's correct.
Kwenze bibe nesiseko esiyo nijonge i-end goal.
Yes.
Okay.
So rules have a context. They are not dictatorial. And they are not individualized. They are not imposed.
Sure.
Rules must be mutually agreed. Yintoni ethina enokusigcina sonwabile kunye kule relationship. Because remember, rules are not meant to advantage one party and disadvantage. No, they are meant to safeguard us from acting contrary to what is expected in our relationship.
Okay.
So
that mhlawumbi na xa kukho onophazama mfundisi ingqondo yami ithi xa kukho onophazama yilaa nto ithi but mamfene sasivene into yobana thina sobabini apha kule nto kule relationship yethu asenzi ngolu hlobo.
That's correct.
Sasivene ingabi into engongathi yintsha xa ndenze loo nto. So xa ndithe ndabe kanti mhlawumbi ndiyayophula into ngoku yobana besivene into yoba iinumber zethu ndifuna ndizamcinga umzekelo nje olula i-phone numbers azihambi nje. So nako ngoku mna ndizihambisa ku-inbox mamfene sasivene into yobana kaloku thina apha kule yethu asihambisi inamba. Ndenza nje umzekelo noba urelevant lo mzekelo ndiwenzayo.
It's just umzekelo issue ye-confidentiality. Now sithi thina hayi we would want izinto ezi-personal zethu zingaziwa.
Sure.
uyaqonda asizufota ukutya
Okay.
post
Okay.
because we feel into yoba ukutya kwalapha
Yethu
ekhaya
le into sobabini ayifuni Facebook.
yes
Okay.
asizukwazi uba xa sithenga imoto siyise pha yeyethu i-private bazoyibona abantu but
Masingayipapashi thina.
masingayipapashi thina
Nanku Lhoza ngokuyofaka ba
Yes.
imoto ebesivene ngayo
Yes.
phaya bathi na okay nako upapasho kanye ubeka so
Yes.
ibe lani ba ima wait
yes
kaloku sithando sami sasivene
that's correct
vile mfundisi ngenxa ixesha funeka
Yes.
sigawule siwarhuqa
Yes.
Putsabulela uthi uncommunicated expectations result in trouble in setting the rules you establish a way towards meeting the expectations
That's
you therefore
correct.
communicate your expectations and set your rules to achieve eza expectations zakho njengoba woleka kule
Ukunqanda.
obuyithetha
Yes,
uyoleka ke
ukunqanda, yes.
no D uthi rules safeguard us from acting in a way that goes against the expectations of the relationship.
that's it we can't agree
yeah.
more
Siyavumelana.
Diana yes
Mfundisi ndicinga uba kula mibuzo mithathu besinikwe ngubaphulaphula kokuqala i-issue ye-finances
Yes.
emitshatweni i-issue ye-communication and ndicinga uba zombini zibroad asoze sikwazi uzenza kule 15 minutes ishiyekileyo
Eshiyekileyo, yes.
masibambe lo wenkonzo there was umphulaphulu webuza about the church bakunyanzelekile na as umuntu okholwayo wenze i-white wedding
Yes, yes.
khona ubuzibuza la because le mbini eziziyi-2 zona masizibekele
Another,
issue
yes.
communication izafuna i-hour yayo
Yes.
i-finances ezigqiba imitshato izafuna i-hour yayo.
Correct.
Okay, over to you Mfundisi.
now i-question endinayo because lo mphulaphuli uthi is white wedding compulsory to Christians
Ubesitsho?
now then the question I have is again why this question why what has made you to this question simply because I take the nature of the wedding as a determination of two people in consultation with the church and their families.
Okay.
Now, that's very important to note. It is a determination of the two people who are going to get married, but they must consult. In other words, they must communicate that decision to their families and the church.
Sure.
Now, the nature of the wedding is informed or must be informed, one, by your preference. What is it that you would want, what you would prefer?
Okay.
Your preference, your
Okay.
interests. Secondly, your affordability, financial implications. Thirdly, convenience, because you can afford, but you find that it's going to inconvenient you. You look at convenience, you see. Now, once the three have been considered,
Yeah.
you are able to say to your family, this is what we have opted for. You are able to follow the church protocol and say, this is what we have opted for insofar as the wedding, including dress code, whichever, how big because remember, there's a difference between marriage and the wedding.
Okay.
The a ceremony which is a culmination of the process of engagement, family consultation and the church, involvement. Now, all the parties now, the bride and the groom, their families, and the church, that's where they conclude that process.
Sure.
And thereafter, you are left as alone as a husband and a wife. So definitely, the church has a right to have a voice, but the church has no authority to decide.
Okay.
Your families have a right to have a voice because you are their children.
Yes, yes.
But your families
Ayina authority.
have no authority to decide on your behalf.
Okay.
Because both of you are adults. You are no longer
Abantwana.
minors. So that is important to know. So it should not be a problem at all.
Okay. Cima mfundisi sivalile lo mbuzo ubuzwa nguAfika amakhomba ngentshebe mahajana buya qabna umphulaphula ubunombuzo uthumele latest ngolwesithathu imibuzo esizawuyazi basithumela kumfundisi aze nayo sele ke eyiphendula bebuza ke lo mbuzo ngicinga ba nomnye umuntu sese waphenduleka waclear. And then okavuvuma mdlane lamane besithi issue ye finance in marriage kutheni lento xa uza kwenza into kowini ucele kodwa the other party iyenza without consulting. Masingayingeni mfundisi sizayiphendula next week because ixesha liselishiyile.
Yes.
Okwesithathu umbuzo sithi umfundisi angangasincedisa njenge-communication both for couples and families at large. Communication broad.
Very broad,
Finance
yes.
umcimbi wayo uyo loo nto bazolokhu utshata i-breadwinner ithiwani ke ngokulento.
Kodwa sisi Lhoza, the concern of the listener here is the issue of decision making.
Sure.
Why one must seek permission and the other
kuyenziwa kweli cala.
does not seek permission.
Okay.
No. There should be no need for permission. You need planning. Not permission, a plan. Because both families have needs. And there's no one to meet the needs of both our families except us.
Okay.
Let us plan.
Okay.
Okay. So that then we assist our families. We must not seek permission. It is not a permission exercise. It's a planning and a budgeting exercise. Plan, budget. Plan, budget. Don't seek permission. Plan, budget, implement. It's as simple
Plan,
as like
budget, implement.
That's it.
Ukwenzela ba ungabikho foolish noma xa kuya ngakokwabo funeke ngoku omnye ashwabanise umnqwazi ingakumbi inkosikazi funeke benicela imali umama yakwagqirha ezazinto funeka ngokodwa ngapha it's standard I think umphulaphuli simi kodwa ke ndiyabawela siyibekele lwesihlanu wawo issue ye finances.
Yes.
in kubantu abathathileyo ngenxa yexesha nto zobawo mawasanele ndiyaxolisa noLazola ndiyambona unazo inantsika phaya andikwazi nozifunda nami Lazola ngenxa yexesha mfundisi masibulele mana amazwi akho nje okugqibela kwenzela abantu abatshati nabo ke bakwi-relationship kodwa bengaphandle uthini umyalezo nje ngumzuzu ndakunika ibe mibini.
You never be less mindful about one, the future, two, the consequences of what you do.
Okay.
In other words, always be mindful about the future
Okay.
and the consequences
Of what you do.
Today. You are living today, but not only for today,
Yeah.
but for the future.
For the future.
Secondly, what you do today, even if by tomorrow you will not be doing it, but you will be living with the consequences. of what you are doing today. So if you can be careful around those things, that they will make you to think twice.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, that's just a word of counsel. Check in Doba, will you be proud of the consequences of your today's action?
Sure.
Secondly, check whether your today's action will make you proud in future.
Yeah, when you look back.
Yes. So those two things are very important. Don't sow a seed of regret,
Yeah.
because you will not have the ability to harvest a field of regret.
Nkosi yam.
People are plowing and sowing a seed of regret. Yet they are not prepared to harvest.
I-regret.
Yes.
Isivuno. Asisifuni sona ibe yikodwa siyityalile.
That is important. That is important. So,
Mawasanele man, goduka mfundisi.
Thank you very much.
Ewe man, mawasanele.
Yes.
Mawasanele. Never be less mindful about the future and the consequences of what you do.
Yes.
What you do today, even if you do not do it tomorrow, God is izolo.
The
consequences
will tell us what you have been doing before now.
ndikuvile. So umphulaphula ngicima ke lo myalezo mawasanele usithwale weekend into yonke into ethi don't sow a seed of regret ngoba uzayivuna.
Yes.
Yeah. Uhambe kahle mfundisi.
Have a blessed weekend.
Yeah, inkosi yoxolo ikusikelele. Umfundisi ke uMaphinda esibanayo ke qho nge-Fridays mandicele uba umphulaphuli just share this video, masishare, let's make it viral. Makihambe lemfundiso ivyona ngabanye abantu abangakhange babe kanti baphulaphula okanye babukele at this moment. And ndikwacela into yobana bangabune topic ongayizisa ngaphambili ungayithumela ndilapha WhatsApp number yasestudio ku-065 970 2707 okanye indi-inbox emna uzokwazi uba ube kanti ke umessage leyo yakho ndizayidlulisa umfundisi ndithi nanku umphulaphula uthi ngolu hlobo. Kodwa ke we've noted imibuzo emibini esingakwazanga uyiphendula namhlanje ngenxa siyiqonda into yobana inabile asizukwazi, kodwa next week Friday sizakwazi ukuba siyiphendule lo mbuzo. Uthulazo we need a panel on one of the Fridays to hear a live conversations. Yeah. That's another idea. Yeah, Suza masijonge apha ku-August say no kusibona basingayithini nangokwangobozi andifuni singene singakhange steklishe le imibuzo mhlambi eminye ingxamile itshisa ibunzi mhlambi lo mphulaphula ubuza ngento ye-communication kuthiwa i-cons and lebhalise kuqala, so masteklishe lena kuqala and then siplane and have an open discussion, sithathe ne-lines yonke into kube yilonto sithumele ne-link ubaphulaphula bafuna ungena and participate. Siyazi uba sine-guest uStreamyard allows us into yoba masithathe abantu noba bayi-10 at one goal, umntu osendaweni ethile siqiniseke. So if you will be interested to be a panelist undi-inbox way before sizokwazi ulungiselela ndikozithumele le-link ungene nawe njengomfundisi. But thank you so much. Ndiyabulela ngoba nizidina nimane nisithi gqolo ukuphulaphula nokuxhasa uRelationship Friday nesikhululo nje ngokubanzi. Igama lami ndinguLhoza wamamfene umzukulwana kutamkhuluma chule noma khuluma khwezi udade bawo westisha sikomfundisi sinodade bawo westisha. Asikho haya isinorahat esinomakhadzi sesisodwa sisemgcini esingashishiziyo. Have a blessed weekend baphulaphuli. Sadibana Monday between 6 and 9 ku www.kithingesiradio.com. Have a blessed weekend.
We are extraterrestrial.